Hey everybody, happy Friday. I hope it's been restful and productive for y'all. I would say it has been both for me. Taking a look and carrying out. So yeah, I know I'm a little late, my bad. Hot here, very. And I might have gotten distracted by the heat and getting some lead. Thank you so much for the 22 months resubbed. I can get exclamation point hype in the chat for Cosmo. I did not intend for that government. Yeah, it happens. I did not intend for that. Yeah, that's fine. Aside from that, as you can see, we have started making a little bit of headway on fundraising goal that I have up right now. I had an interview yesterday for a part-time gig. I have to see how that all shakes out. I was expecting to hear, I heard end of day Friday, but they also said they were doing more interviews throughout the week, so there's a pretty good chance that they might do to next Friday. Because I haven't seen anything yet. So we will see how that works out. Even then, that is part-time work. And that is not going to be enough to cover everything. Oh wait, I should post some go lives. Let me go do that. Okay, I saw some news that I do not need to mediate on right now. Okay, let me post this before I forget. Okay, Um, because you're hearing the music, not the actual game. I haven't started it yet. Hi, Shiny. Hi, Cat Wizard. And hi, Stubby. Yeah, that's because literally I have the music playing. This is Ixar's music, and not Strive's. So, well, play that. Yeah, it's because It's because they reused. They reused a song from Guilty Gear XR called "Sky Should Be High" for for the battle music in the pre-battle music in Strive. It's reused music, that's why. Hang on a second. I forgot where I was gonna post this, and I forgot. There it is. It's over there. Okay, that's done. So yeah, I talked about this previously. I am raising money for rent. Like I said, even with that ouch, even with that part-time job that I am hoping comes through, I'm still going to have some other expenses that have to be taken care of. Um, there are some other options that I am still attempting to look into and look after, try to make up the shortfall. Um, until I hear anything about those, or unless those things work out beyond my wildest dreams, it's gonna be tough. All right, so that's posted. So yeah, if you can spread the word, if you can donate, this is what you donate. If you if the only thing you can do is spread the word, spread that Ko-Fi link, let people know what's what. It's pretty much all I got. I don't have much in the way of like rewards or other stuff that I can offer this time as much as I would like to, just because speaking honestly, like I got nothing as far as like what people would want to see, what people would want to like have up and about. My brain fried out on that a while ago. So for right now, I don't have anything I can really offer in terms of that stuff aside from my gratitude. That's pretty much it. Um, Alrighty. All right. My brain is extremely fried right now. The heat, the nap, yes, because I understand all of the reasons that that could be a thing. I may have to stop like partway through and actually go turn on my fan. Normally, especially if I'm not exerting myself a lot, I don't sweat. I feel heat, but I don't normally sweat a lot. But the heat's from my air conditioner right now. It's very baked. Yeah, it's very bagel. Hi, Lambert. Hush. If we finish custom over soon, you could probably do a game next. I could have something good, probably. Um, because realistically, I'm probably not going to be turning off this fundraiser anytime soon. Um, Literally, at least for right now, the only way that it stops is essentially if I get enough long term work that I don't have to worry about making up about having anything like in the bank, or if I get into a full time job. Like literally, if somebody's like, "We have a full time job for you, um, where you are going to be able, where you are going to get paid X amount of money, and it is going to consistently be this much." I also know the game is very low in volume right now. I'm adjusting it right now. Oops. Terminal return to oh my god. Stop. Network. Actually, let me just go sit in training mode. Let me sit down. Let me sit my ass down in training mode before I go fuck around. The problem is that I'm also trying to play games cold without having even warmed up even a little bit, and that's not good. But yeah, Stubby. Is Jam's surname a transliteration of Cloudberry? Yes, because for people who know ball, Jam is actually named after a band, Cloudberry Jam. Pretty much, if you breathe on a character in Guilty Gear, they're a band reference somehow. But yes, if you read Jam's name in Japanese name order, or even like Chinese name order, theoretically, where her surname is first and then her second and then her given name is second, Cloudberry Jam. And there you are. So her name is in fact a reference to the band Cloudberry Jam. That's a thing. Similarly, Kai. I don't remember the band. I don't remember the bands that these two gentlemen belong to, but I believe it's like Kai Hansen and Michael Kiske, I believe, are the two people that he's named after. Something like that. Like two bands. For Soul Bad Guy. For those of you who know your Queen, Freddie Mercury, and one of Well, aside from the fact that, like, well, there's a double reference here. Soul's real name is Frederick Bulsara, which is a sort of displaced reference to Freddie Mercury. Frederick, Freddie, right? Frederick, Freddie. I believe Freddie Mercury's given surname was Bulsara also. I have to double check that, but I know that it's referencing that. But the most important thing is that, like, the bad guy part in particular is referencing the Queen either single or album Mr. Bad Guy. Axl Lowe, Axl Rose, Guns N' Roses, Eno deliberately essentially looks like a very young Sheena Ringo, down to like where her mole placement is and the fact that she uses her guitar left-handed, and specifically that Marlene said guitar is like a very specific blue color. Basically, the music references to Guilty Gear go like way down the line. You will note, for example, that both Sin and Kai share an overdrive of the same name called Ride the Lightning, or RTL. Music name reference. Specifically, yes, but especially, yeah, Farak Bulsara. Yeah, that's why I was like the Frederick Bulsara. I'm pretty sure that Freddie Mercury's original given like his non-stage name surname, or his given surname, was Bulsara. So Farak Bulsara, basically Frederick Bulsara. So Soul Bad Guy's real name being Frederick Bulsara is a reference to both Freddie in Freddie Mercury and his original given surname, which is Bulsara. So there you are. But yes, very specifically, Daisuke Ishiwatari, who, for all intents and purposes, is kind of like the main brain engine behind Guilty Gear in and of itself. He's the one that's really heavy into the music stuff. And so a lot of that has kind of come from him, though the people that he's brought in to collaborate with him also know Ball very well. And that's a large part of why, like, Guilty Gear's music is bar for bar probably some of the best that you will ever find in a fighting game. Yeah, with JoJo, the music and basically with JoJo, right, it's an even split between music and fashion, and the music comes from like a wide variety of eclectic sources. With Guilty Gear, it's almost always rock bands. Metal, right, metal, glam rock, but usually like metal or hard rock is usually it. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Oh, that still works. Okay, cool. Okay, good. So the only thing is whether or not I can like consistently remember to catalog it well. But yeah, Daisuke Ishiwatari loves that. He really likes rock music. He grew up in South Africa. I think because like either his father or his parents were kind of like traveling and working abroad there at the time. So yeah, I forget what May's are and Johnny's are, but Johnny, like May, like some of the characters a little more, it's a little more obscure, but like Soul used to have an instant kill move called Napalm Death, right? Like you don't really get much more inside than that. And JoJo specifically, though, it's just often localized things that have very obviously changed. Yeah, pretty much. Like JoJo localizers have the unenviable task of trying to make sure that whatever they localize it as, people sort of know what is actually going on without having to work too hard. But then that's when you wind up with stand names like Flaccid Pancake, and I'm gonna leave it at that. If you know, you know. Alright, we're gonna do player matches for a little bit. And I might think about rank. That's not. I won't think about it. Chaotic Health is both awesome and accurate. Now I love. Yeah, that is Lambert for you. And then when he goes too far, I just remind him that I wish he'd lost that match of Def Jam against his supervisor. Else he can track the evolution of the author's music cases. The series go on because he just, yeah, pretty much. And that's why with JoJo, it's very wide-ranging and very eclectic, because Rocky has a lot of different tastes. Not to say that Ishiwakari doesn't, but it's very clear that like he has a very specific sort of like liking for like rock music, and you can tell. I need to do some drills over on this side of the screen. Work on some inputs over here, because it's starting to cost me in matches lately, and I don't really like that. I think JoJo's the most this office artistic show I've ever seen. He was pretty nerding about relative wants to having fun with it. Yeah, like Hirohiko Araki generally gives the impression of being a very like quiet and unassuming sort of person, so it feels like that tracks. Okay, I didn't pause the match. Yeah, we're just gonna keep working on my inputs on the right side. Because this is starting to, because like basically what's been happening is that my player 2 inputs have been really fucky in circumstances where I need to be able to like land supers to kill, and that's not good.
Are you ready? Here comes Daredevil.
So probably in between matches I'm gonna be just doing drills of that and trying not to just fucking drop the spaghetti.
Duel 1.
Somebody touching my spaghetti. And now with Slash Comedy, we are put together for a little bit. out the burst. The main reason for this one is to force a wall break. And with the wall break, I have plus frames. I ran too far. Ooh. Good use of the jump B there. There we go. Damn, the one and done. But yeah, the reason why I didn't go run to ranked match immediately is mostly because, like, the thing I'm trying to remind myself of is that I need to be more circumspect about how willy-nilly I go running into ranked match and stuff like that. Again, part of it is that I'm just trying not to, like, sit down, and part of it is that I'm trying to remind myself not to just go running I love the Grumpy Boo Samurai. Yeah. Baiken was a character that I would play at least a little bit in Guilty Gear Xrd. She's also very fun in that game. And that was the game where that was also the game where they adjusted her original guard canceling mechanic toward the parry that she has now, right?
Mankind new. Duel 1. Let's rock.
No. So yeah, that was the point at which, because the way it used to work with Baiken is that if you blocked a move and then describe a motion on your stick from back guarding to down, that was how Baiken used to do some of her other guard cancel moves. It basically meant if you blocked the move from her, it doesn't mean that you were guaranteed to get hit by the guard cancel if you did something that was like fast enough, safe enough to block afterward, but it made it a lot more difficult to kind of like counteract her effectively. Because what would happen is you would block an attack, she would use one of her guard cancels, and if you were swinging with something really heavy, he'd pop you with one, and it'd be kind of annoying, especially in like the later revisions of Guilty Gear X2, where they introduced force breaks. it was very possible for her to use like a force break guard cancel and seal off some of the use of some of your buttons for a short period of time, which is very cool conceptually, but also extremely aggravating to deal with. Which is why I understand why they chose not to keep that. Yeah. And she didn't have the like the wire binding kabari was not a thing that she had until this game. But she could still play like a very devastating and very scary like post-range bullying game if she was really in the mood for it. Basically provided that all conditions at hand for her were cleared. Not as gross as how much pressure I just laid on. Not as gross as how much pressure I just laid on this Eno, but pretty gross, yeah. Oops. Nope. Yeah, and then this is the hard part about dealing with, you know, he's fragile, but yeah, good call. I got too a little too eager. Still good use of that 6P. Maybe if I'd done Tojin, I could have maybe like done a flip and like stalled a little bit above it. Well, no, because Gekubin would have descended faster. I probably would have just fallen right on top of it. Good use of Blitz. Oh, with shields is not what it is. Good use of whatever the hell that is. Yep. Alright. And I'm too hungry for that. No, too far. Could have done that. That would have whiffed. I should have after the first 6H before the hand blast. The one where I did like the hand chop. Could have gone straight into Tokaku from there. Kai, Baiken, and Testament. I'll catch that out of the thing in a minute. I don't think I have a mod here, so I gotta. There we go. Gay boy, angry middle-aged woman, and no thank you. Kai's at least fine. See? Like you said, remember what I said earlier about how I keep dropping certain things on, player 2 side? Like right there after I did the 6HH, that could have been Chokaku for the confirmed kill if I hadn't dropped it. I'm very clumsy with my inputs on the other side of the screen, on the player 2 side of the screen, and it's costing me now. Yep. So yeah, when this match stops, I'm gonna go back to. I gotta go back to drilling on player 2 side. I am not happy that I keep botching that. That this is bad civilization.
Who dares to enter the mayhem? Jam cannot hurt me.
So yeah, like Baiken P-Exard was an absolute menace as far as guard cancels were concerned. With Exard, they took out guard cancels and gave her her parry, Azami. But even even Azami, the parry as it was in Exard. Hey Yado. The parry as it was in Exard is still a little more complicated to use than it is in Strive. In Exard, you still had to guess correctly between high or low. I haven't fought a chip in a while. This should be interesting. Okay, I get it. So while the wire is out, he can fake. Yeah, okay. I haven't fought a chip in forever, and definitely not since they gave him the rope, so I... Oh, yeah, baited. Yeah, Sansei for the wall break. I didn't do that. I didn't quit. So, I don't know what happened there. Hey, look, it's a soul player.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society.
Yeah, you're a man of honor, you don't rage quit like that. Yeah. Like, even when the connection is shitty, I'll at least try to vote for a dismiss, and if I can't, only in the worst circumstances will I actually quit. I don't do that. God, jam with glasses is way too strong. I'm fucked up. I'm sorry, I just had a moment just looking at her, and I'm like, I don't know if I don't know if I can, I don't know if I can handle it, everybody. What is going on with my connection right now? Ooh. Yeah, I tried to test against him when he was doing something I shouldn't have been doing. Damn it! I still can't do the input correctly. Ooh. Immediately moving out of the room and cancel. Very tricky. I should be dead here. Because, like, yeah. With Soul in particular, if he catches you with a Night Raid Vortex while you're in the air, usually it gives him enough time to... If you catch it at the right height anyway, the juggle opportunities he gets afterward kind of put you in a shit situation. Vortex. Alright, I forgot that he can do that now. God damn it! Yeah, you thought I was gonna burst, didn't you? Yeah, that's the second time I fucked that up. I'm not going far. Like, I know for a fact that when I'm doing my half circles on player 2's side, they're just not clean. They're not clean, and that's what's getting me fucked up. And I've been trying to do them slower when I get wall sticks, just so I can be sure that I'm getting the input, and they're not coming out. But that's like a me issue. Not the controller or anything. I'm just the one fucking up the input. Yeah, good. Was that Soul 6B? I think that was. No. We do love a good burst bait. Ooh! Yeah! Ooh! Oh, unfortunate. That's the thing about Tyrant Rave. Tyrant Rave does have startup invulnerability, but the first hitbox is in front of Soul. It's where the spear is, because he does the spear and then punches it. If you are not in that position and he's doing it, he kind of beats shit. Shake can't take some long work. I just wanted to say, Bumhagen, the brother, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Steal Your Girl, Bumhagen himself. Thank you, Jay. I appreciate it. Good luck at work today. This should wall break. I have to use all my meter for that, but now I'm plus as fuck. Apex. Can't complain. Whew. We made it.
Duel 2. Let's rock. First match.
Wrong card. I already had a Genki. Oh. Yeah. So literally, like my next major milestone essentially is I need to unfuck my player 2 side inputs, which is why I am over here on player 2 side over here. Because the main thing that usually gets me is that based on my general experiences so far, as like input stuff goes on player 2 side, it is literally that I am not describing the full half circle back.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
No. I was playing with fire there. Sitting on top of somebody like that is sometimes a very good way to get counter grab. Ginger Jam is pretty cute. Yeah. You know, I hadn't considered that a possible extender could be puffball. Ooh, tried the backdash. You're thinking of Itsuka Kendo, I believe, is who you're thinking of, Stubby. He tried the backdash, and I tagged her with 5k. Hits low. Yeah, she beat me to that one. There we go.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
I did it again. Ah, fucking fuck. Yeah, I just gotta work on those, and I gotta work on that input because that's gonna get me fucked up. The only way for me to be able to, I think, really start climbing and to start clinching in certain aspects is that I gotta be able to get better at. I gotta be able to get better at inputs on this side. Let me turn off the counter hit because that's not input. I don't need force counter. I need force counter. I should be watching my input actually. Okay. Yeah, see? So if you look at the input history over on the left side, or on the right side, sorry, it's a little hard to see, but you see where that 1 is at the bottom? If you look up, right, I do forward, down, down, back. I go neutral for 3 frames, and I go to forward for 5 frames. So that's how I, like, basically every time I've done it and I've missed it, I know it's because I'm not describing, I'm not skipping the 6, I'm skipping the 4. I'm skipping the 4. Because I stopped, last time I stopped like here and then did 6. As opposed to doing the full thing. I stopped like here instead of doing this. So I'm not skipping the 6, I'm skipping the 4. I'm doing like 62-1. I'm doing like 62-1 and then 6 instead of 62-1-4. 6. Oh, I see what you mean. I just meant right. Yeah. So, numerical inputs. You're not. So here's the trick, right? With numerical inputs, even when you're on player 2 side, if you're talking about them generally, or you're describing the way that the move works, you still describe it as if you're on player 1 side. All of the numerical input, like whenever somebody gives numerical notation, yeah, you forgot? Yeah, I'm also explaining it for the benefit of other people. So, for people who don't know what numpad notation is, let me explain it, because I realize that this is something that sometimes comes up. If you do FGC glossary, if you do exclamation point FGC glossary, and then you do a search for numpad notation, it'll tell you this, but I'll also explain it here in case you don't want to bother the info bot for that. So, inputs in fighting games. For most 2D fighting games, anyway, I should say. Western Tekken is an exception to this, because Western Tekken chose to use numbers to represent limbs, whereas Eastern Tekken mostly, and like, glossary only has one A in it, or only one O in it. So you're looking for yeah, you can use spaces in the search terms. I set up the bot so that it will parse those correctly. But yeah, the idea behind numpad notation is that, much like a number pad on a keyboard, you have 1, 2, 3 in the lower spots, 4, 5, 6 in the middle, 7, 8, 9 at the top. Assuming that you are standing on the left side of the screen where player 1 is normally, 5 is neutral, 4 is back, 6 is forward. Oh, we have an ad break. I'll explain it after the ad break is over in case there are people here So yeah, essentially speaking though, the main thing is that when I do inputs on player 2 side, particularly for half circle back forward, which is the English, like the English language description of that. 632146 is the numpad notation. I do 63214, but I usually stop and fuck up and I don't do the 4 part of it on the player 2 side, and that's what causes the input to drop. And I get like 6p instead or something. And that's mostly because the thing I'm not doing very well, and I'm aware of this, which is why it annoys me a little bit. So the thing about this input, right, and even its follow-up input, both this and its follow-up input are already requiring you to hold 6 to hold forward when you do it, right? And what this does is that if you then just do your input cleanly afterward, all you have to do is roll backward, finish the rest of it, and then hit forward. And if you want to do puffball super, you hit punch. If you want to do Kyokyaku, hang on, I'm having a moment here. Why is it not coming out? Oh, I don't have the meter. I'm like, why is it not coming out? I was out of meter. So I was confused. Like, why isn't it coming out? You don't have a meter. You do heavy slash for Chokaku if you want damage and wall break. You do Asanagi super if you want wall break and full cards. So which one you use is sort of dependent on your situation. Okay, right. We're back from ads. So, numpad notation. Because I've explained it somewhat previously before, probably, but never probably in depth. So let me talk about this again. Again, assuming that you are on player 1 side of the screen, right? Again, imagine your numpad on a computer. 1, 2, 3 are along the bottom, 4, 5, 6 are in the middle, 7, 8, 9 are on the top. 5 is treated as neutral, 4 is treated as back, 6 is treated as forward, 2 is down, 8 is up. 7 is up back, 9 is up forward, 1 is down back, 3 is down forward. Right? So the idea here is that with numpad notation, you have a pretty language agnostic way of talking about inputs in ways that are very easy to transcribe in text. You have to get your mind around like mapping it out. It is helpful to know sometimes for older games, older notation, to be able to say, oh yeah, QCF means quarter circle forward. But notice it's very English centric, right? QCB, quarter circle back, again, English centric. 236, 214, not so much. Like I said, Western Tekken and places that mostly picked up Tekken from the West are different in this regard because they'll use the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 to refer to left and right punch and left and right kick respectively. And then they'll use like old school directional notations like D for down, DF for down forward, etc. Right? Eastern Tekken, speaking specifically like Japan, Korea, and I believe China also, will use numpad notation instead and use LP, RP, LK, RK to refer to the limbs in Tekken. Personally speaking, I know and understand both systems, both as pertains to Tekken and otherwise, right? But my personal preference when it comes down to it all the way is personally numpad notation, just because numpad notation is very consistently just if you understand what a numpad and numpad generally, aside from like Western Tekken, has more or less kind of settled itself for anime games. Even like Street Fighter 6, if you go to the Super Combo Wiki, for example, they use numpad notation. Some of the older Street Fighter games on Super Combo don't, but that's more just so like a legacy thing. Unless those pages have been remade recently anyway, right? Most of the older fighting games on for example, Super Combo Wiki will still use like QCF, QCB. Also, congratulations on the ice cream. So yeah, personally, I prefer numpad notation. I have a friend or two who swears, like, I don't get it. I'm never going to use it. I don't want to use it. I'm like, that's fair. But whenever I've been talking to people about it and describing inputs, especially for people that are new, they find it a lot easier. No, don't make Bridget your training dummy. Sorry. I literally just picked somebody so I could just grind out right side inputs. Hi, Nick. I'm sorry. It's not meant to be Bridget bullying hours. It's literally just me going like, I just need... Oh, Johnny's whole theme. I kiss her. I get it. He is very pretty. I understand this sentiment. Good throw. Everybody wants it, everybody. Yep. The park. Ooh. That name works for a Kai Stan or a Dizzy main. Yeah. Very flexible. Good. Yeah. And they're not using the lightning, and they're not using the other thing to stuff me either, which isn't helping. They're letting me through by like a lot. Hell, I don't main Kai, but I piss him. There. This should wall break and give me plus frames. Ah, fuck. I did that too early. I wanted that to be a guard. I wanted that to be a yellow moment cancel. Arc, but I was not in shock state, so that Future Arc was not safe. Unfortunate. I never played this game, but the arc. Yeah. Basically, around the time that once the second Guilty Gear game came out. This is 2.5D. The models are 3D. The models are 3D, just with very specific like normal direction and calculation and like frame by frame instead of tweening to sort of like replicate the feeling of 2D images. But it's all 3D models, just done in a very specific sort of manner to sort of replicate as much of the things that make 2D animation as possible. So this is what you would more accurately call a 2.5D game, as far as like fighting, graphically 2.5D. In terms of like pure actual like the way that it works as a fighting game, it's a 2D fighting game. but graphically it's 2.5D. The models are in 3D, but the perspective is deliberately limited. The perspective is deliberately limited to 2D, aside from very specific interactions that are more about like cinematics than actual gameplay implications. Yeah, it's a 2D game made in a 3D engine. Yes. Am I cooked? Nope. Oh yeah, Unreal 4. Alright. Easy. Ooh. Unfortunately, Stun Dipper, if you block it while... So, Kai, when he hits you with certain moves, puts you into shock state, and then hitting you with certain moves while you're in shock state usually gives Kai, like, extra plus frames and stuff to work with. So if you notice that I'm going out of my way to try not to get hit by those projectiles, it's specifically to avoid getting fucked up and getting put in shock state. It's specifically to avoid getting put into shock state so that if Kai hits me with some of the moves that benefit from using shock state, that I'm not put in a position where it's like, oh, well, shit, I guess I'm holding that. It's very deliberate on my part to try to avoid being in that situation. But yeah, specifically, I don't know the hard technical details super well, but essentially the way that they've worked it out for the way that Arc System Works does it for all of their games that are animated like Guilty Gear. So this also counts for Dragon Ball Fighters. The basic idea is that they hard bake in stuff like the character lighting and things like that, though they do have some dynamic lighting stuff to also take advantage of, obviously. They hard bake in a lot of the shadows and things like that with various techniques. They do not use any tweening or interpolation for any of the animations, which is why they have a very specific feeling that is very different from the way that a lot of like 3D games animate. If I wasn't in the air, I would have been able to punish that. Hang on a second, I gotta... There we go. Like a fist. Side head. So basically, if Potemkin does like that big missile move and you block it, he kind of eats shit. It is extremely unsafe on block. But as y'all can see, he doesn't really need Chibi Knife. Yeah, I'll change it off of Bridget. Damn. Like, I literally just like trying to pick somebody that I could just pick up as a training dummy really quick. But yeah, to finish my thing about like what I know about the art style specifically for this game, damn it. I'm a big spinning dummy cap. I need somebody to sit still. The point is that for the specific thing I was drilling, it's I'm trying to work out input stuff. I know you're joking, you're not in trouble. I'm saying in this particular case the point is I just needed somebody to sit still for me to practice inputs against. But yeah, like pretty much literally as alright, I was like, let me focus face because if I fuck around. Oh my god, Potemkin, go to hell. Yes, you clever little bastard, you got me. So yeah, basically the matchup against Potemkin has always been something like this. Because of the fact that Jam has to close with Potemkin and Potemkin has obnoxiously long limbs and stuff like that, it is very easy if Jam is making the wrong calls in terms of like that was armored anyway, so unified. No. No. I'm cooked. Nah, I'm free. So yeah, the Potemkin matchup is basically always like this in any game. In pretty much any game that they face off against each other. Mostly because the thing is that Jam is fast enough that he can force Potemkin to commit to things that he regrets committing to. She's very good at doing that, but if you are either not very adept with your movement, or if you try too hard to get in and you're too predictable on that front, Potemkin will basically use either the longer normals that he has or other stuff and just wall you out and kill the fuck out of you.
We've got a newcomer.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blamed the beasts, heaven, or hell.
ご注文はチャーハンおもれか？その説はお世話になりました。ちょっとやめてください。
What's her playlist? Whose? I don't know who you're talking about. There are several people you could be talking about in this circumstance, and my brain is very much in I need to my brain is very much in fight mode. Boomst. I think her name is Bridget. No playlist except the one in her head. Yeah, the town inside me is probably about it. Also, I did just see that somebody donated. Thank you very much. I deeply appreciate it. For those of you who may not have noticed, I am doing a rent fundraiser. I don't have any clever incentives or anything. It has basically just been me out here trying to figure out long-term work. And it has been rough. So whatever you can give for the event fundraising is immensely helpful for me trying to keep my shit together while I keep looking for a job. And ideally, based on how things are going with the work co-op that I helped co-found, last until we can get our first business loan in, which includes a bit of salary as part of the ask. But I might be cooked here, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, felt didn't pack at all.
私にとって全てが本番です。
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blame the beasts, heaven, or hell.
ご注文はチャーハンおもわりか？その説はお世話になりました。ちょっとやめてください。
After the set is over. I saw the hydrate. After the set is over. I gotta try to focus face and see if I can figure out how to make something work here. Because I was partially autopiloting through that. Got the burst, but... I should have burst much earlier than I chose to. Yeah. Too close. That's why you have to be careful about how you approach somebody on Wake Up, because in this game in particular, if you are too close, on Wake Up, you get thrown. So throws does not apply to a lot of games. Yes, it's not exclusive, but in Guilty Gear it used to be a lot more likely to happen because throws used to not have a whip animation at all. In this game, like, those have both startup and a whip. Those have both startup and a whip animation, but like in older Guilty Gear games, essentially speaking, double overhead makes sense. Ah, no, damn it, wasn't close enough. Ah, god damn it! Literally, if I just not fucked up the input, damn it, would have been a kill. All right, it's fine. I just gotta make it work. Because literally when I had Elf out at the wall stick, if I just done my input correctly, I would have made it. It would have been a kill, and I wouldn't have had to like squeeze it out like that, which is annoying. But it's my own fault for like messing up the input. I just didn't do it right. Good throw. Yes! Gonna grab some pizza, hope y'all have fun. Thank you, Cackle. Enjoy your pizza. I am so happy that I managed to fucking catch that 6P with super on my weak side. Whew, made it. If I was making a fighting game, I'd make it. April Fool's joke, devs a fighting game at a cartoon bong sound effect for overhead pitch for that one day only and say nothing about it. See, like, that kind of thing is what I would consider, like, an actually benign April Fool's.
We've got a newcomer.
Yeah, there's something that's actually funny because there's people's sense of humor better or worse. Yeah.
Mankind knew that. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Okay, Faust. Faust is another one of those cheeky matchups because Alpha has really long reach, and a lot of Faust's other normals, Nani gate du kana na 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 na. Oh, fair. Mix. Nah, couldn't make it. Fuck!
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Okay, meteors, and then I messed it. And that's why Faust is really annoying to approach. That's like his 5k does that shit. Next. Yeah, like that's basically the thing. Like his two, like that move that he did where it looked like his foot was like up here and then was coming down in an arch. That's his 2K. Like, that's his crouching kick attack. So it's one of those things where if you're not spacing yourself carefully and moving correctly, Faust will just like snipe you with 2K and 6H and stuff like that. It's very annoying to deal with. Why'd you do that? You gave me something to react to. You should have just fucking blocked. I know, too early. Always block him. There are times where you can get away with it. Like, if you know somebody... If a character only has, like, metered reversals, and you got the wall break, and they don't have meter, there's really no reason why you shouldn't just, give them the business. That's the fucked up part, because they did that to me specifically to catch me mashing, and I just did mine back.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Too early. Good burst. Mix. There we go. We got in.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Kind of put me back into the game for Mini Faust. Yep. Go ahead and be angry. Oh wow, what are you, what? Okay, so what happened there was, what happened there was that when I did the other, the thing that I did, whatever it was that I did, Faust used Scarecrow switch and then did the upward moving one to avoid getting caught. which is very impressive to do on. I don't know if I don't know if it was like an actual reaction or not, but it was still very impressive. Yep, I got hit by the overhead. I really would prefer not to pick up an afro, because that makes my hitbox a lot bigger. There we go. So yeah, that's basically the whole Faust matchup in a nutshell. A lot of it is that you have to negotiate your way around. You have to negotiate your way around his normals, and try not to get too fucked up by getting items thrown at you. A lot of it is about like. Yeah, like a lot of it, when it comes down to it, against Faust, is you have to be very. You have to try not to let yourself get too shook when he throws a bunch of shit at you. Because the main thing is that he cannot. I forgot to take that drink after Cackle asked me to do it. I need to do it after this set. The whole thing about. So the whole thing about Faust in particular is that because of the randomness that items provide, he basically has to kind of like adapt on the fly to a lot of what comes out. And that means that there are times where you can push your advantage if the right item does not come out for him in the right situation. This is Slayer. Slayer is also very much a power type character. He does lots of damage and lots of tricky things. Yeah. Ooh, what a 6-speed. Oh. The Hat Man himself really needs to stop downloading porn while trying to play video games, though. Am I gonna get hit by that? Up a hunch. Wait. Hold on a second. I thought you weren't supposed to be able to Roman cancel. I thought you weren't able to Roman cancel overdrives anymore. What the fuck? That's annoying. Might be a Slayer. It could be. Maybe it's because it doesn't have invul. That's the only reason why I think of that they would let you do that with that move. If it does not have startup invul, then that would be the only reason why they would let you Roman cancel it, so that he's not hard stuck to committing in that aspect. But like, unfortunate that he jabbed there, because otherwise he would have blocked that. I don't know if this will. It doesn't wall break, so it doesn't kill. Yeah. Okay. He's not supposed to be able to do that. So it might be because it's just not. It might be because it doesn't have iframes. That's the only. Because basically the reason why for most overdrives they force you to commit to them and you can't roam and cancel them is because most of them are invincible on startup in some way. At least, usually, at least every character has one that is. That's an automatic wall stick. No. Overdrive supers, yes. I don't know what is up with either this person's connection or mine. It could be mine, but I doubt it. That might be dead here, maybe? Let's see. No. Yeah, as you can see, like, fighting a Slayer in lag is kind of a pain, because the things that you need to be able to react to with Slayer, they're not unreactable, but, like, the jitters don't make it any easier. Tell me, who isn't terrible fighting with lag? Yeah, I mean, fair. I just mean that, like, it's exceptionally annoying against Slayer. Because a lot of my, like, even more so than usual, like, a lot of my ability to react to things is kind of impacted by the fact that, like, it's very difficult to see if he's doing, like, oh, he's doing Master's Hammer out of Dandy Step, so I need to jump so I don't get caught lacking, right? Ooh. But yes, I wish this Slayer a very kind stop downloading porn while you were playing video games. Why did you do that? Why did you press that button? I don't know if this will kill. Nah, I killed because it was raw. Like, I'm gonna press 5H. It's like, I'm going to press 5H. You shouldn't have done that. That was actually a terrible fucking idea.
We've got a newcomer.
Alright, let's see. If I stayed AI slap, yep.
Duel 1.
Alright, let's see here. That's not safe that close. Fair. Good use of the power bunker. Yeah, okay, they're not awake enough like that. Yeah, whenever power bunker hits, if Slayer puts you to the corner with it, it does very good reaction. There we go. I'm converting a little bit smarter now. I respect that you tried it, but no. Yeah, wasting bandwidth and drive space on, like, AI. Yeah, mm-hmm. There we go. It's not going to kill, but it does give a hard knockdown. Oh, that was cute. That was cute. You tried to do a cross-up and then Master's Hammer to catch me off guard. I won't say that I knew that was coming. I think it was... I would be lying if I said it was a read. I think it was a reaction. I don't think I read that. Yep, very good. So yeah, like Slayer can use Mappa Hunch to advance, and it's fine, right? Like Slayer using Mappa Hunch to advance is not automatically like a death sentence for him. It's just a matter of like does he use it appropriately? Yeah, I'm cooked. Because like the stronger version of Mappa Hunch is much slower to recover, I believe. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably cooked. Yeah, there's Master's Hammer. So that move, that pouncing smash, is called Master's Hammer. If Slayer hits you with it, even if you block it, the stagger that it causes you when he does that puts you in an extremely unfavorable situation. If you think Master's Hammer is coming out, you gotta jump so that he whiffs it and he doesn't catch you blocking. See? Like, you see that? And that's why you gotta jump Master's Hammer if you think it's coming out. No. No, I can't do it again now. Snap a hunch. Bunker. I don't know if I think he might have had the plus frames there. Maybe a 6P there might have got me out of that, but I don't know for sure if it would have clashed or something else would have happened. I would like to think this will kill, because between the wall break and how low he is, it should. Yep. There we go.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Yeah, so that little swing step that Slayer just did there is called Dandy Step. It is how he does a lot of like Master's Hammer and stuff like that all come from Dandy Step. So being able to properly like make a guess at what he's doing out of Dandy Step is very important for other options. Yeah, I'm dead. He didn't have to do that. Basically, Slayer can only use this super move where he bites you and then blasts you so hard that you come from the other side of the screen. He has to have a full super gauge for that, not just 50%, like what you would need for his overdrive Mappa Hunch. You need like 2. The whole overdrive gauge, the whole tension gauge has to be full for that. But in exchange, it uses up all of it and it will kill the shit. It's not like an instant kill, but it does what I would describe as an amount of damage that is very frankly obscene. But it's his full tension gauge. So it's fair. But like, it is commensurate to how much effort you have to spend to use it. But he can only use it at like full tension. So it's one of those things where like, he probably didn't need it to kill me, but always finish your food, right? There are people who, when they get hit by supers, right? When they were nearly already dead anyway, right? There are people who think, oh yeah, you know, it's just bad manners. Like, you didn't have to do all that. It's like, no. Sometimes people are like literally trying to secure the kill to make sure that it's like, all right, there is no way that you're getting the fuck up out of this. And that's kind of the important part, right? So if you're like, somebody killed me with a super when they didn't have to. Half of the time it's muscle memory. The other half of the time it's, I just need to be absolutely sure that you're going to die.
We've got a newcomer.
Oh hey, it's Zata 1. Haven't fought one of these in a while.
Mankind. Duel 1. Let's rock.
It also seems like holding back because someone's almost ended it bad. Yeah. Or even like just going for the thing that like, oh, this will, oh, like they're and like sometimes you just misjudge how much damage the thing you're doing is going to do, and that's normal, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but like, and sometimes you misjudge it, or sometimes the scaling's a lot higher than you expected. But, you know, it's Bondage Guy and his demons. Yeah. Ah, fuck, I got hit by Eddie Tree. I tried to throw at the wrong time and got fucking cooked up for it. Yeah, whenever you see how Eddie, the shadow behind him, is just doing that funny wiggly tree thing. Whenever Eddie is doing like the funny multi-arm wiggly tree thing, that means that if you hit him, he takes the hit instead of Zato. So usually what Zato does whenever Eddie tree is out is like deliberately tries to make sure that he is near Eddie, so that right, he can do that kind of stuff. It's very deliberate. I'm just taking my time doing the input correctly. And I actually got it. So yeah. Essentially speaking, fighting against Zato means that you have to watch the Eddie gauge and see if Eddie is depleted or not. See, there's Eddie tree again. And you see? That's fair. I was trying to be cheeky and do like round start get here in. Yep, there's Eddie Tree again. Oh, huh. Yeah. Eddie, yeah, Zato jumped and got over the throw. And I was left wide open and the whiff got me fucked up. Yep. Yeah, again, like Eddie Tree is kind of one of the most annoying things that Zato has in his arsenal, specifically just because it gives him coverage for himself and lets him stop a lot of things that would make it really difficult for him to kind of like keep his space.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
And when the Eddie bar is red, Zato does not have access to Eddie Tree. And so that's usually the best time to try to take advantage. Not the burst. Pretty much any move that deploys fair. I might be dead here. Got enough. More Eddie calls. Yeah, see? And then the other thing is that shadow deployment then goes out there. I don't know if I can jump that and then land and pop him with something. It could work, but...
Slap. Duel 3. Let's rock.
Yeah, I think maybe I can throw Eddie, maybe I can throw Zato out of Eddie Tree, but I'm not sure. I've never been in a situation where I really actually get that into practice. There we go. Fuck! I managed to live all of that, and I should have just bursted to force him off me. I managed to live all of that with all those faultlesses, and I didn't get hit by any. I didn't get hit by like any high-low bullshit, but I just didn't push him off.
We've got a newcomer.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Looks like it's fate, trying to bully a Bridget. They got good taste in music though. This is, I believe, Disney's Guilty Gear Xrd theme, One Dawn. Very good. Yeah, and that's an overdrive, so I'm stuck. Fucking... Yeah.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
First. No. No. There we go. Cooked. So yeah, Bridget gets to control the mid-range really well, but she does not do very well in terms of like her damage output isn't. Her damage output is not the highest, and she relies a lot on like being able to like control you at that mid-range. If she cannot do that, this happens. She does do very good at being able to like shut down Jam trying to carelessly approach. No? So it's 50-50 for her. I tried to do parry there and it didn't come out in time. Or rather, it started coming out, and specifically because shit. Hey, JC. I might be dead here. Unless I can really make this work. Yeah, nah. Fuck it. She had me. Damn. How's the game done? We're here. More or less just doing ranked because it's the only way for me to get games now. At least without like sitting down and like doing lobby play. Which sometimes I really want to. Yeah. I might just have, let's see. Yeah, rock the baby. It's command grabs. If I jumped it, I would have been okay. But I didn't react in time. Nope. But yeah, we're here, we're vibing, we're having a good time. This Bridget is giving me the business, but Bridget does. Good starship. Ooh! Yeah! I read the dash and timed it just right for the parry. We love it here. Jan's parry has like 5 frames of startup. So it's not like a perfect reversal. You have to be very deliberate about... Ooh! Nah, give me that. Give me that. That's your life. That's... Good use of the Roman cancel to get a throw though. I didn't realize burst was so close to coming back up. Ugh, close. Close, close, close. If I'd known her burst was so close to coming back up, I would have baited it. And just waited, let her burst, blocked it, and that's a burst bait, and then I would have killed her afterward, but I made it work. There. Yeah, so basically, like, when Bridget is most dangerous is when she actually, like, has, when she has her yo-yo set out behind you. Nah, I baited it. I mistimed the 5k. I was trying to... Ah, thank God. I didn't whiff. There we go. And that's why sometimes, in certain circumstances, you want to use Asanagi Super, because having all of those cards loaded up meant that, like, I immediately had options in terms of, like, putting Bridget in a situation where she kind of was just like, oops. Yeah, good throw. Nah, better let this one go. I tried to jump there, but she already had a normal out, so when I started jumping, I was jumping into the attack, basically. Or my pre-jump frames were caught by the attack, is the better way to put it. I was hoping to 6p that, but I messed up the input. I mean, that's fine. I could have done a Roman cancel to steal the burst there, if I'd been minding my meter. Nah, just baited at best. There we go. Jam's 6H is deceptive because she does step forward a little bit before she does it. Uncharged probably would have also killed. I just wanted to be sure. I just wanted to be sure that I would be able to actually get the knock, you know? Near run thing, but we managed it. Alright, I have time for one more. And then after that, I'm getting the fuck up out of here.mp4.
Mankind. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Alright. Yep. Okay, so yeah, that's fair. Good burst. No. Ah, damn it. Pirate Raid pushed me too far out. The Pirate Raid pushed me too far out. So yeah, like ideally when Pirate Raid was coming out, I'm actually not entirely sure what the best punish is. So I shouldn't talk out of my ass. Usually, I try not to be blocking Tyrant Rave anyway. I try to either be above it when the first hitbox comes out or behind them. So I don't actually know what the best punish is, because that's usually how I deal with it. Ooh, yeah, baited it. Let's go eat an egg. Finger. Playing. Yep, the volcanic viper. I've been trying to bait those, and they've not been biting. Fair. Nah. I respect that he tried it though. So basically that dragon install grab, if I hadn't jumped, I would have been cooked, essentially speaking. It's a hit. I don't remember if it's a hit grab or not, but he basically just charges full screen and will attempt to Good use of lava. So yeah, in the older Guilty Gear games, that throw that Soul just did would have bounced me off the ground for like a combo. But in this game, they basically just said, nah, it just plants you on the ground. It just plants you on the ground with a hard knockdown, and then Soul gets to just run Oki instead. Yeah, and as you can see, when Soul uses gunplay correctly, I cannot approach with Puffball at all. I can't approach with Kappa or Puffball unless I break really early, and if I'm at like mid-range, then that doesn't really happen. supposed to build like a part 1 JoJo. What do you mean he's also mastering computer science? I mean, keep in mind that Jonathan Joestar himself is also like Jonathan Joestar himself is also an archaeologist. So, you know. Yeah, Johto Kujo is a marine bio. Yep. Good BB. Oop. I finally fucking got it. Okay, fair. Just let me have whatever few quality. I didn't fucking drop. I didn't drop the fucking input. I finally got it right at mid screen on player 2 side for once in a match. Alright. I count that as a victory because it means that, like, at the very least, the drills are working, and I need to do more of them. Because literally, drop it. Learn something about the subtleties of flip. Yo. Damn, you're such a fucking hater. I love it. He's like, all right, served up. Have you learned something about the subtleties of flame now, Soul? Basically, it's literally a shit post at him because Soul, bad guy. Soul's whole thing is basically that he kind of just... He puts a lot of work into not doing a lot of work. So his fighting style is really unrefined and kind of just like, whatever. Strategy, spacing, I'm just going to keep hitting things until they stop moving. And that's kind of his whole thing, right? So Jam then going, oh, do you understand the subtleties of flame now? Is the absolute most shitposty of shitpost. How much is the Blazing Pass Plus? Are you bastards mostly negative? It's $6. Okay. I'm annoyed because it's like, I see that if I were to push... Hang on, where am I at right now? I'm like here. So if I went to go spend $6 on a Blazing Pass, I could get Jam's Battle UI skin right now. I might wait until like the last day or something. I don't know. I spending money on frivolous shit right now. I should not be doing that. And this is the definition of frivolous. So I probably will not be doing that. Can't blame him. I'd optimize being lazy. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got. Thank y'all for hanging out. The plan is for more. The plan is for more Guilty Gear. Blah. It's not even. My dates are wrong. Next Sunday. Not next Sunday. Hang on a second, y'all. I'm sorry. This heat is making my brain cook the fuck out. Let's try this again. This upcoming Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time is when I will be streaming again. We'll be playing more Custom Robo Battle Revolution. We are, I think, near the closing stages of the Grand Battle. We have, at minimum, another 4, probably more, tournaments to do. We've done all the ones. We've done all the ones in the inner world. Now we need to go to the ones that are in the outer world, but there's only like 2 locations. How many gold trophies? I've got all the ones inside the dome. Outside the dome is what I have to worry about now. So at least another 4 at minimum, given that like the Z Syndicate area has like 4 tournaments at minimum. So I have to at least gold rank those 4, plus whatever is in the area that's still locked in the amusement park. So you have to see how that goes. We can't catch much, but thanks for the stream. SJ, appreciate it immensely. Thank y'all for coming by. I appreciate it. I'm thinking for Fighting Friday this upcoming Friday. Thanks for make you good. For For next Friday, probably is words are hard. Yeah, Nick, it'll be like literally the next stream. I'll be doing all of the grand battle tournaments that are out in Z's hideout. So I already cleared everything in the dome. So like literally when we start next stream, I'll be outside. So yeah, we'll literally be like kicking that off then. I might start the Ingrid ranked grind this upcoming Friday, next Friday. I might start the Ingrid ranked grind in Street Fighter 6. I'm thinking about it. I like I said, I've been trying to play a lot less ranked in fighting games so that I can focus on like specifically like skill acquisition and not stressing so much about like whether or not I'm gaining or losing points because that really kind of like messes with my calm a little to have to worry about that too much. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Custom Robo will be this upcoming Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Fighting Friday will be next Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Till the next time I see y'all, whenever that is, stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask if you go outside, be excellent to each other, but not the bigots, racist, turfs, sexist, anti-queer folks, or fascists. Remember, Black Lives Matter, trans rights, human rights, reproductive rights, human rights. Palestine, Sudan, the Congo, New Caledonia, and Haiti must all be free. None of us are free for all. Look out for each other, take care of each other in all the ways that you can. For those of you that have donated or passed on the word about my rent donation drive, I appreciate it. I know the times are tough right now, which is why I'm not pressed about like trying to like get people to donate. The goal is very big. It is probably like the biggest I have asked for, and I am aware of that and a little bit self-conscious about it. But I've been reminded that I need to ask for what I want and ask for what I need, so I'm doing both of those things. I think we are going to go hang out with the level best because level best is currently playing, I believe, Final Fantasy VII R1, as I call it, the first of the Final Fantasy VII remake games. So we're gonna go right over into the level best. Let me get y'all the raid message. SJH's raids. So whatever emotes you want, you know, each will be cool. So yeah, enjoy your time with level best. I think I like Final Fantasy VII Remake a lot. I would like to at some point get to play Intergrade and Rebirth and eventually Revelation when it comes out. But you know, future me problems. So thank y'all, deeply appreciate it. Till next time I see y'all, take care. Deuces.